تسب لي سيك فريماتك يا اخي لا 250.
زين ثواب ترى اني مسوي 1000 تويك.
Unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge. And there really is no end in sight or defined kind of end date where we can put that out into the world. And so we're left with another difficult choice. Do we continue to pour all that effort into PvE, hoping that we can land it at some point in the future? Or do we stick with this set of values that we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus on serving all of you? With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into that stuff.
Going forward, though, rather than doing a big...
I mean, I think the only non-disappointing thing that has come out of Overwatch for the last 2 years was the porn. That's it.
Been an awesome experience for us, and partially it's because we feel like we're able to deliver a better game to all of you. And partially it's because we hope that you're enjoying it more than previously when the original game was kind of slowing down a little bit in development. But at the same time, development on the PvE experience really hasn't made the progress that we would have hoped. The team has created a bunch of amazing content. So, there's awesome missions that are really exciting. There's brand new enemies that are super fun to fight, and some truly great and ridiculous heroes.
It's this. And then they just plop this down as kind of nuts. I wasn't expecting it today. Damn. So they let Overwatch 1 die to spend years working on content they're now scrapping after all this time and going back to doing the Overwatch 1 content cycle. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, heroes in Overwatch 2 are about basically the same as Overwatch.
Parallel universe where I do not feel like I just got burned.
Play a game, Sob? Yo, I just said play with my fucking nuts, bro. I'm not playing a game. We literally, I don't even want to play this game anymore. Capscreen, thanks for the 3 months. Appreciate it.
Overwatch 1 died for this.
Yeah.
You know what? They're right. They're right. They have redefined the sequel. Never in the history of gaming has one sequel to a game as good as Overwatch 1 been this bad. I think there's game developers out there stunned at the incredible achievement of taking, as Samito loves to say, the only FPS game to have won Game of the Year in the last 15 years, to take it and redefine it to be bad. That is an achievement right there. That is impressive. That is impressive game management. You really redefined the CP.
Yeah, so obviously it's not 2CP. Chris, can you explain kind of how the Star Watch mode plays out?
Sure. So, like you said, Matt, Horizon is a 2CP map. And what we've done with Star Watch is we've added 2 more control points. So you have 2 more control points. CP. Exactly. Yeah. So it adds some variation to the map type, makes it a bit more dynamic, and yeah, it's a great experience.
I'm just saying, if I was Thanos, you know what I'm saying? I would be clicking away. I'd be like, boom, boom, boom.
Game and focus on serving all of you. With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap.
I'm in shambles,
to be
bro.
Perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul. We're finally finding our footing and like really bringing distinctive themes and feels to each one of our seasons. And then in season 6, we're actually going to change the way that we present seasons to players. We're going to give these seasons names and their own identities, and we're going to theme everything around them really tightly.
And then Overwatch
That's
Legend.
me! Me!
And Fantasy Football God Super.
Wait,
It's just a plan for the year. And then Overwatch Legend and Fantasy Football God Super quote retweets and says, okay, this is what I'm getting. PvE scrapped, talent trees, and long-term progression.
No coping for the next minute and a half. Customize your...
Hey, chill out.
Do not worry, I will push it. Okay, other direction. I am good at pushing things.
I'm going through all the stages of grief right now. Just trying to process what the fuck I just heard. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they spent half an hour talking about Star Watch just to come with this for 10 minutes. There's no way they did that. There's no way they did that, first and foremost. There's no way that they literally, straight face, say it with your chest, walked up and had us listen to like 40 minutes of Star Watch bullshit. And then they like, let's head over to Aaron and Jared. And then they were like, in 15 minutes, they killed everything that Overwatch 2 PvP was supposed to be. PvE. They literally, like, in 15 minutes, they were like, yeah, by the way, everything we said, not coming. Sorry, guys. Peace out. Hope you're excited. Go play Star Watch. See you later. Like, what?
Things that this is always interesting because like the big YouTubers walk in and now they're paying attention to things I know 10 times more than them about in terms of like my own. It's like, yeah, this is my fucking, like, I've spent 7 years in this game. Like I know everything. And then I get to see like Charlie actually knows everything he's talking about. I have no idea if he's going to know anything he's talking about because Charlie actually played the game. I can tell. I don't know if Ludwig has ever played Overwatch.
I feel like I need to preface this video by letting you all know I've never played a game of Overwatch in my life.
Let's go, God
this
damn
is
it!
just sad. The only thing we can do is just not spend a single.
Alright, dude. Come on, man.
I feel like I need to preface this video by letting you all know
dude.
I've never played a game of Overwatch in my life.
Pre-watch? How can I pre-watch this? It came out while I was live. 2 hours ago, dude.
Original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression.
No talent
those things
trees
just aren't
in
in our plans
PvE?
anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for
They've been
many of
developing
us
it
and
since
a lot of folks on the team poured their heart and soul
2019.
into that stuff.
Going long, it kind of got old, right? But and now that PvE's here, it's like, so what's my future in Overwatch supposed to be as a player? I'm like, well, I'll occasionally get addicted and go on binges, as I always do for years. But then in between, I was hoping that I would just, you know, enjoy the PvE a little bit. But now I guess it'll be log on in a new season, play PvE for like a few, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, maybe only an hour or two. Maybe they'll have the score system from Halloween, right? So you get some high scores and then you come back when the character whenever the new character for that season, or I guess it's every other season, goes to ranked. And I guess that's just, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess I'll just play with my friends more, but I think for me personally, I'll definitely be taking it a little more casually going forward. Because I was really looking forward to this. So if you guys remember, one of the craziest parts about all of this is the fact that on April Fools, they did a lot of ability tweaks that I was saying, hey, aren't these just Overwatch 2 talents? I guess these are like sneak peeks of talents coming. It turns out that they literally were abandoning talents, and the one thing they could do out of it was make them a literal joke. That's tough.
So I hope players can see that we're still committed to PvE and we're doing more with the story than we've ever done before. We're doing it in a different way than what we originally talked about. Nah, I don't like that wording. That's like manipulative. It's like more than we ever done before. Yeah, no fucking shit. If I have a full water bottle and I have never drank from this water bottle ever before, I have now drank more from this water bottle than ever before. Wasn't hard to beat. We started at 0.
What did I just read? At Super TF, if you play Overwatch, you're no better than the Nazis that said they were only following orders. What in the hell did I just read? What the hell?
Oh my holy dashboard.
So yeah, they removed the only interesting feature that Overwatch was working on that gave me a lot of hopium copium for this game was the fact that they were doing the hero talents. So that PvE would have like, oh, like Mei can like turn into a snowball and roll. Like clearly they've worked on some things and done some shit. But they're throwing all that in the trash. Didn't say what they're doing with it. Because like they still made a lot of stuff, so like.
On the bright side, this will make a great game development documentary on Netflix. Maybe we can call it Overpromised.
Oh my god! Oh.
Permanent game mode that's going to go into
firing range, player progression.
Season 7 and 8.
Can you stop switching?
We have another hero
player
tank
progression system.
New control map. There's a ton to look forward to this year.
I know when I see the roadmap, I like jump from like one side to the other. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But then what about that? I'm like, oh wait, well, hold on, what's this?
Isn't Season 5 supposed to be a new map
you guys,
as
start
well?
with Aaron. What's one of the things that you're most excited about coming to Overwatch 2?
Yeah, I have the same reaction when I look at something like this. It's just so easy to get lost in all of the details. I would like to talk a bit about the story experience that we want to deliver and how we want to
go
kick
outside
off this
and
new
fucking
story
drop kick a
arc
baby
for
in Minecraft.
Overwatch. That's going to come with a whole new set of missions and cinematics. And it's even going to come with
Season
like
7 and
new
beyond.
story features for the game, like a lore database that players can unlock over time. And then additionally, we're going to be running a PvE event that season with a
Jaywalking things is 26 months. A333 things the prime. D1 things the 5. Ninja Hunter things the prime. Sappho things the 5. Sorry, the prime. And Dummy things the 3. Appreciate it, guys. Walkie, Jason Walkie, thank you for the 5 gifties. Appreciated. Thanks, man. Oh, man, dude. It's like watching a car accident in slow motion. Actually nutty. Shade, I look at this, and I looked at that roadmap, and basically it tells me that the Overwatch is coming to an end for me. I think after Season 6, I probably will pivot away from Overwatch. I'll probably start moving away after Season 6, because Season 6 looks like the last juicy season, with PvE, and like that'll be the campaign. That's what we all waited for, right? Like that's gonna be it. So they've already taken away the drops program for us. It's gone. Like they don't do drops anymore. I mean, the drops,
because in my head I'm like, you guys made talent trees into a literal joke when you put them into the April Fool's thing. You guys launch Overwatch 2 with only 3 characters instead of 6+ because you work on talent trees just to later scrap talent trees and long form progression. You abandon your core game for 3 years, just turn around the bus and try and make your game live service. You take all your PV stuff, and instead of just letting a smaller team try and finish it over the years, I guess it's financially too bad of a decision. So now you're just instead creating a seasonal model out of it. I have so many, it's like so much shit in my brain right now. It's like, what is going on?
And so developing those, what it takes to do that, the technology required, the people required, the iteration required is all different. So I understand that people think it's probably relatively simple. It's definitely not, and especially because what you don't want is just try to build a thing get it out the door and move on. You want to build something that really resonates and that people love. So I guess my take is just as the team learned more about what it took to make this, as it learned more about the time, the iteration, and the technology required, it just became clear that the schedule wasn't going to work.
Beyond that, we have a lot more co-op features planned. Some canon and some very not canon.
That's right, fellas. Sex!
And we just want to give ourselves flexibility to explore the universe of Overwatch and its cast of heroes and villains, as well as just try new things. We're going to continue to find the most exciting ways to bring new experiences to
The Overwatch universe is this bright, inspirational future. And I can't relate.
At some point in the future. Or do we stick with this set of values we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus on serving all of you? With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into that.
I can't believe what I'm
Going
hearing.
Going forward, though, rather than doing a big one-time PvE releasing and rather than pouring all of our efforts into these singular releases, we're planning
more than we ever did in Overwatch 1. You know, that kind of annoys me, because we didn't have a lot in Overwatch 1, because they kind of started developing the idea of doing PvE pretty early. And so, like, those early years of Overwatch were really, really good, and then they kind of slowed down. And so now it's like, is Overwatch 2 literally just a 5v5 patch updating the engine to make it cleaner with a PvE shop, or not PvE, a free-to-play shop? Is that what Overwatch 2 was? Because at that point, that's all it is. Because the whole 2 originally was supposed to be for PvE, and the big reason they cited of only having 3 characters at the launch of Overwatch 2 was because of the talent trees and working on that. So like all of that, and they actually said in the article that they've been on this for a long time, and that they made the switch like when they made the decision to release Overwatch 2 early.
Fuck you, cunt.
Wow, you're really on your Samito arc.
No, fuck this guy. They have a Mei. I can suck dick too, man. Yeah, I can suck dick. I can do it just as good as you, man. God damn. I could probably do a better job, actually. Fuck you.
So we had a difficult choice to make. We could continue working on our original vision for Overwatch 2 without a definitive end date in sight, or change our strategy and get something in front of players sooner. We chose the latter, and we released Overwatch 2 last October with new heroes, new maps, new modes, and regular seasonal updates. But more than that, we shifted our values for how we want to develop the game. No longer would we store content up for really big releases and leave the game sort of languishing on the side. Now we made a commitment to always prioritize the live game and all of the people playing it, and to devote our development efforts there. This game is nothing without all of you.
Yeah, and I really can't say enough about how much we've learned over the past 8 months or so. And more importantly, we've taken that.
I low-key liked the news today, because I got to see the world kind of burn a little bit. I'm so out of the scene to care, so I don't really care. I just thought it was funny.
At least there's cool shit coming in Season 6, but I'd probably see myself leaving Overwatch after Season 6. Play the campaign, play the stuff that we waited years for, play our one time, have our one last trip around the sun at that point, and then I think we head out. We head out, boys. I don't know where. I don't know what.
Remember to breathe, flats. Hang in there.
I mean, I'm breathing. I don't know why, but I feel like in a Team Barton movie. Okay, we go.
practice.
Oh God. How about you play Overwatch? How do you play with my fucking nuts? Oh, God. What?
We're planning to make co-op gameplay and co-op experiences just part of our live roadmap. So we want you to be able to experience it more often. And
We'll talk about all this stuff
variety
after
than we had originally announced.
on the React.
We're going to be releasing our first major story-based event featuring a new set of missions, and it'll kick off a brand new story arc for Overwatch. And beyond that, we have a lot more co-op features planned. Some canon.
Blizzard produces. It will never top this Overwatch content.
Nerf this.
Wait, what the hell? There ain't no way you did this. Immortalized Super Yearbook quote? I swear my biggest motivator was spite. Matthew Super Delisi. There's no way you did this. There ain't no way.
Smart.
Oh well.
I guess this gives them more time to produce more quality characters, like Lifeweaver.
Oh my god, that's the worst part!
Every
I
time
didn't even
I see
talk
this
about
Emmet,
that!
it reminds me of
They
Super.
scrapped all this PvE to put focus into the PvP, and they come out with Lifeweaver, the worst new character since Moira. Are you kidding?
These devs, by the way, they sit there and they're sitting there being like, so how do you guys feel about Star Watch? That was a dev time developing this game, blah, blah, blah. And then 30 minutes of this, just pure padding. Just completely, and everyone's sitting there just like, why does it say PvE news in the title? Like, I think it says PvE news up there. What does that mean? And then you go, and then immediately Aaron Keller, Jared News walk in like, PvE's fucking dead. And then, and they were like, what the fuck? Like, well, what about those people? They were just about Star Watch. They're like, it's fucking dead. Like, oh my god, like there's such whiplash. I played their.
Play a game? Play with my nuts. Fuck you. Not in the mood. Tricky, thanks for the 3. Appreciate it. Yo, Jay, wait. Thanks for the big raid. I was about to come join you in the practice range. Yo, thanks for the big raid, buddy. Yo, Jay, come here. I need a hug. Come here. Come here. I need.
With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into it.
Bro, my guy is spamming about comp. Bro, there's no difference between quick play and comp. It's my it's my second game of the fucking day. Lay off the comp. They're the same fucking game mode. And you get golds, plats, diamonds, and masters in your goddamn GM games anyways. Who gives a fuck?
That's it. Blizzard, relinquish the Overwatch IP. Give it to someone else. I've had enough. I've seen enough. Relinquish it. I'm not asking. Have you seen this clip from Siegel?
A new single-player version of a PvE experience where players are going to be challenged as individual heroes to run through courses and get the highest score possible. So it's going to challenge aim skill and the way people use abilities in order to be able to get to the top of the leaderboard and compete with friends. And
with everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap.